So guys, welcome back to the channel, touching down from a very breezy and coolish Chiang Mai city in northern Thailand. We're going to talk about a subject and a side of things in Thailand that we never really want to talk about. The things that you might not like here, or the things that would not make you want to stay here. So let's start off with a basic one, visas, right? You might get peed off of the visa situation in Thailand and all the hoops you have to jump through, but maybe that's something that will get on your nerves a bit, and you'll think, I don't want to keep doing this. I just want to live somewhere where I can get my visa one time. I don't have to go to immigration anywhere. Sometimes you have to queue up and things, but I think if you're on a retirement or something, it should be pretty straightforward. But it's something that just might get on your nerves. The language barrier. This is another thing that could affect your stay here. I mean, look at me. I get people saying you should know Thai more and things like this after so long. I mean, there's hundreds and thousands of foreigners here that's been here for years that don't speak Thai, but it can be something that affects your stay here and becomes a problem. The healthcare system. This is something that we generally think that Thailand is shocking. I know I did before I come here, and my family, oh, what if you get sick there? You're in Thailand. I remember I had to have my gallstones done before I come here, and the guy said, oh yeah, you want to get them done here, you don't want to get them done in Thailand. And even then I thought, this guy don't really know Thailand, he's never been there. I'd already been to Thailand loads of times, and yeah, the healthcare here is amazing, but it could be a problem if you've had your doctor back home for years and years and years, and you're just comfortable going to your hospital and your doctor back home. Culture differences. This is a big one, right? The culture here is totally different probably than where you're from. I know for me it was a big shock when I first came to Southeast Asia, and it was like a big slap in the face. And when you're set in your ways, like some of us older miserable guys are, we all a bit miserable sometimes, aren't we? Even me, I have bad days. When you get here, you probably have days where you think, rah, 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 why don't they do it properly? You always think properly is the way you do it back home, and this could become a problem, because it did for me for a little while, where you always think, I always thought like England was the right way to do it. Why don't you do it like that? And I think it's only in the last couple of years where I've come to realise that no, I'm not in the UK. I am in Thailand, Southeast Asia, and there is no right way. It's whatever country you're in, how they do it, that is the right way. Because I think you see that with people on holiday here, right? That's why they get in so much trouble, because they come here and they just think that's the way to do things. I mean, some of us embrace it. I embrace it now. I embrace change, and I probably think Thailand do things better than England, where I'm from, and I also think the UK still do a lot of better things than Thailand, 100%. But the culture shock and adapting is definitely something that could turn your Thailand dream into a nightmare. So a lot of people come here on a really tight budget, like I did in the beginning when I first came here. I think people don't realise that things go wrong in Thailand, and there's always some sort of expense, man. There's always something. I mean, when I first come here, I had the old pen and paper out, and I had everything down to a T, but I never put in what would go wrong here. And I'd say like nearly every day here I get extra expenses. I would say at least every week there's always something. Motorbike goes wrong, you need something for your room, you need to go to the chemist, you need to go washing, and things go wrong. A lot of people come here with that 500 a month, 1,000 a month budget, and after a while you sort of realise you need not danger money, you need that safety net as well, or a little bit more money or income coming in. Pollution and the air quality in Thailand, Southeast Asia. I mean, I don't know where you're from. There's bad air all around the world, but people seem to think that it's just burning season, that it's really bad. I mean, Chiang Mai is good. It's brilliant now. I think I read an article the other day where Chiang Mai the last month was one of the best in the world for air quality, and it's really good. But I think in general, Southeast Asia it's not the greatest air quality, is it, with the standard of the vehicles? And you know, you just have to go around Chiang Mai, Thailand, and see all the crap coming out of the cars and stuff, the exhaust pipes. And yeah, I would say, you know, if you're used to the green grass of England, sort of like I am where I'm from, down in the southwest, I remember when I first got it affected me in the beginning, and that wasn't even burning season. It was just coming here with all the traffic. It's never been a big problem for me. The burning season that's coming up again, I probably will bail again this time. But yeah, all year round in Southeast Asia, the air quality is maybe something different than where you're from, and it could be something to think about. Beautiful, nice and breezy down here on the Ping River. Look how low it is now. All them floods that came over here ruined everything. Now it's probably the lowest that I've seen it in a long time. So the next one is sort of like the cultural differences, but the cultural way of life here. You might not like it, the way they have holidays here, the way they celebrate festivals, the way they party. And a problem that I've got right at this minute, we're noisy neighbours. We have noisy neighbours everywhere. I know in the UK we do, and everybody suffers from noisy neighbours, right? But in Thailand there's like a whole new set of rules for things. That's what I'm trying to say with the cultural parties. And I mean, no one really cares about noise here. You can complain if it's past a certain time, but nobody really cares. They just do what they want. My next door neighbours now, when I first got here, I thought, you know, I can't go around there banging on the door like you do in England. I had to go and tell the boss lady that I'm having some problems. Can you just tell them to be a bit more quiet? And when you're a foreigner as well, I mean, the first place I stayed, she just looked at me like, sort of like, well, you're the foreigner, so you either like it or you move out. And like now I've got, I think it's like three student boys all living together that's moved in next to me, and I try not to be an old fuddy-duddy. I try to think when I was young as well, and I try to think where the limit is, and I think they've gone over the limit a bit lately, where it's just noisy past 11-12 o'clock at night. And yeah, this is something you have to put up with in Thailand, with the parties outside as well. I know I was reading a story about in Isan, in one of the small towns there, somebody was complaining, and he ended up, the guy that was doing the parties or running the bar every night, shot the bloke that was complaining. He come out one night with his 12 bore, what have you, and shot up all the people complaining. So you have to think of that as well. I do with my neighbours, always think group of lads, you know, it's their country, they've got lots of friends. There's the notorious samurai gang here. You never know who was part of that, youngsters roaming the streets at night. And you know, you're a foreigner here, and you just never know what, if you complain too much or go ranting. The parties here, the festivals, there's always festivals here, man. There's always stuff going on, and you might not like that. You might just think, it's too much. I mean, it's always a Buddha day at this temple down here. It's always a Buddha day, or it's always some sort of festival going on. Adapting to a slower pace of life, this can be a big problem. If you're used to the hectic life and you come to somewhere like Chiang Mai, different parts of Thailand are different, right? And you can probably find what you're looking for in some parts, any part of Thailand. You know, different parts will suit different people. I mean, where I'm from, Chiang Mai and Northern. I think that's why I like Northern Thailand so much. It's because where my roots are from and where I was brought up is very similar to Northern Thailand in a way. It's a lot different but similar at the same time. It's rolling fields and woods and things like that. You know, when I was growing up, I used to go and play down in the woods and just fields outside my place. And I think, you know, the city life is not for me. And if you come to somewhere like Chiang Mai and you're from like a major city, you're gonna have to get used to it. Time don't really matter here. I mean, I'm a sucker for being on time anywhere. Even when I go on a date here and the lady's late, I'm in a huff. I'm not happy at all because I always like to be on time. But when you come here, you have to be prepared that things are going to be late. If something don't happen on time, nobody's going to be worried about it. Food and diet. This can be another big thing, right? We get used to our foods back home. We get used to what we like and what we don't like. People come here, Southeast Asia, and they think, what the hell's going on? I can't eat this. I think we've all been there, right? We've all been there when we've been to another country and you're just thinking to yourself, oh, I want me granny's roast dinner, or I want steak and kidney pie. I mean, you can get all the things you like here, but it's just some of it's not the same. And I think food is very important to everybody, right? The foods you like. I mean, you could leave a place because of the food, right? You could 100%, if it's not up to your standards or what you like eating, or you can't find what you like, then you would leave, right? Food is probably one of the main important things anywhere you go. I mean, I'm like a dustbin. I will eat anything anyway. I meet people where they're so fussy with food, and sometimes I wish I was, because could probably eat better food. But I've never really worried of, like, I will eat anything that's put in front of me as long as I like the taste, you know. And I honestly do think, as I've said on vlogs before, the cheaper restaurants in Chiang Mai are just as good as the more expensive ones. Property ownership and rental in Thailand is going to be a lot different from back in your country, right? And this could cause a problem for some people. I don't know the ins and outs on owning property here. It changes so much in Thailand, things, right? And I know you can. I think you can lease the ground or something for 99 years now or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it can be a problem if you're deciding to emigrate here, right? Retire here for the rest of your days, maybe leave. You want to leave your house to your partner or your children in Thailand. This is something you would want to look into, right? Loneliness, depression, self-isolation in Thailand. This is one that a single guy here coming here definitely doesn't think about. And yeah, it's real, man. I've experienced it. Sometimes you get a little bit lonely. The longer you're here, the more friends you make, and you know, things help you, hobbies. I think you do definitely need to join some sort of groups. You can go down a dark hole here. I think that's why so many guys go to the bar every night as well, just to do something, get out. And drinking, I mean, drinking is a pastime for, you know, maybe some deeper problems sometimes, right? And going out all the time, and as I've touched on before, addicted to the ladies and things, but we're not going into that in this vlog. But yeah, isolation. I mean, I went for a little period here where I thought, you know, feel a little bit alone. Maybe Christmas, the early Christmas times, where all my friends left here, because when I got here there was like a little group of us. And yeah, now I don't even think about that. Of course I have some down days, but I had a lot more down days worrying about things back in England. You know, I had a lot more back then. Here, you get about your day. You need to get out of that room, get out of that condo sometimes. And you know, even if it's going to the bar, this is the only time I'd probably say going to the bar is okay. If that's your only means of socialing. I mean, the Thailand dream definitely isn't for everybody. You see it all the time, guys, in my comments as well. It's okay for an holiday, I don't know how you live there. And you get the guys, 90% of us, right? Oh, I want to get to Thailand, it's all about coming here. Same with me, but there's always that little 10%, 5% that don't really want to live here because of some of the reasons I've mentioned. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling. Hope you're all safe and sound as always, guys, and I will see you in the next one. So take it easy, man. Take it easy.